Here's what it was like for me being at the bedside of my granddad in his last days before he died. My name is Duncan. I'm a nurse practitioner and an end-of-life coach. Before going into the hospital, my granddad was a pretty healthy 90-year-old. He lived on his own, he was driving, he was completely with it. And so when he ended up with this really bad infection that spread throughout his whole entire body, it was really hard for all of us to even consider that this would be the thing that led to his death. And a big part of the problem was that all of the healthcare professionals that we were dealing with kept saying, oh, his labs look good. We don't know why he's not getting better. He should be getting better. And so no one ever once said the words hospice or palliative care or gave us the inclination that he was dying, that he was at the end of his life. And by the time we actually came to this sort of conclusion that yes, he was ready for hospice, he was dying, he only ended up being home for just over a week before he died. And so we really only saw the hospice nurse and some of the hospice. And so we really only saw some of that. And so we really only saw the hospice nurse maybe once, And so we really only saw the hospice nurse like twice. But the really amazing thing about his last week of life and really his last days of life was that because he had been naturally going through his process for several weeks, he hadn't eaten for several weeks, he hadn't had anything to drink himself for weeks. Because of all of this, he was so peaceful. He was sleeping, he was calm, and the most amazing part of this experience for me was being able to be at his bedside at the moment that he died, taking his last breaths. I had seen the shift in his breathing. I called my family in, the family who was in the home. His wife, my grandma, was right at his bedside, holding him. He, for the first time, opened his eyes and he made eye contact with my grandmother. He reached over, literally in his last seconds. It was like his body just came up and he reached toward her and puckered his lips like he was giving her a kiss. And then he literally laid back down and took his last few breaths, and that was it. I've been with so many people at the moment of their death, but this one for me, probably because it was my family, was just this incredibly profound moment. And it's really what started my journey into end-of-life coaching and death doulaship, supporting people who are dying at their bedside, supporting their families, educating about the dying process, and advocating for people's values and priorities and what's most important to them. We do have a free introductory end-of-life practitioner training program that is now live. If this is something that sounds really interesting to you, go ahead and sign up. Your training will come to your email inbox. Make sure to check your spam or your promotions if you don't see it. You can also sign up on my website, deathcarecoach.com.